Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Raw Peace. This episode, language evolution. When you think of a conversation on language, you wouldn't think the topic would be rooted in a Rick and Morty episode. In Season 4, Episode 4, Rattlestar Rick Lactica, we see Rick and Morty on their daily, with the hijinks of Jerry wanting to hang up lights, Rick wanting to aid him, disregarding Jerry's insistence against help, with Rick using a device to make his body lighter than air, but his shoes heavier than air, and the hijinks ensue. But the real meat of the episode happens as they travel out into space and get a flat tire, which is a result of his custom programmed fully immersive flat tire indication experience, which he felt was cooler than his celebrity voice package. As Rick leaves to fix the car, he insists Morty to stay inside. As Morty ignores him and goes out into space, he gets bitten by a space snake. Yes, a space snake. To sidetrack from them, To sidetrack from them, wait. To sidetrack from them, wait. To sidetrack from the To sidetrack from the fact that Morty's snake bite could result in his death, I want to look at the snake. What's interesting to know about the snake is that it is a member of a whole planet full of intelligent snakes with their own music, known as snake jazz, and with their own culture and history. Later in the episode, Morty returns an earth snake, which looks exactly like the snake Rick killed to save Morty, and delivers a space snake to replace the dead one. As the civilization recovers and studies the snake, they result to calling their leading snake linguist for assistance. That scene gave me the question: if a snake's language is based on S's, then who's to say that any species' language can be deciphered with the right method and technology, which could result in conversation of human to animal communication? Now, maybe not with cows and chickens, but possibly dolphins, whales, and dogs. Now, to sidetrack even further, I recently saw Dolittle, a movie which the whole plot is surrounded by human-animal interaction. That Dolittle spends so much of his life surrounded by these animals, so much so that he's able to pick up their individual languages. Now, to get back on track, the snake linguist converses with the earth snake to gain details of the origin of the snake. Later in the episode, robot snake time travelers start appearing, targeting Morty. When Morty presses Rick for an answer as to why they're attacking him, Rick replies, "You gave them proof that there was something bigger and scarier to unite against. They would have gone back to the Dark Ages for a couple generations, but instead they dedicated themselves into making universe-destroying, unthought-out technology like time travel, also they could try to kill a little shit sack on Earth who couldn't let a dead snake be dead even after it bit his ankle." Now, putting aside the time and space-altering ramifications of snakes breaking the laws of time to the fourth-dimensional time cops, I want to focus on the instant right when the snake was on the snake planet, with how the snakes used language translation to gauge the intelligence of the snake. Now, a person from Canada can travel to Russia and use a phone app to translate every word they say without knowing any Russian. A quadriplegic can use a computer to converse through mental thought conveyed into text on a screen, which can be roughly translated to any of 600 which can roughly be translated into any of the 6,500 languages on Earth. Those languages, however, are only discussing human speech, which doesn't take into consideration the amount of animal species which they have their own form of communication. Those languages, however, are only discussing human speech, which doesn't take into consideration the amount of animal species there are which have their own form of communication. I hope soon there will be a way that a device could take the wavelengths of animal speech, just like it would for different languages, and gauge their tonal quality, length, and volume, and repeat it back in whichever language you would need to display. That would give us the ability to converse and talk with our pets, to make dogs really man's best friend. I'd say the only issue would be accuracy in deciphering and converting all animal sounds to human speech. In fact, thinking on it now, this might not be the rabbit hole we want to go down, especially with what we as human race eat on a daily basis. But just like all things, they take time. And I hope you've enjoyed your time listening to my thoughts on language evolution. Have a great day. Peace.